A big part of cultivating my confidence is not allowing the dominant culture and the outside world to tell me who I am. You can't be powerful, you're a little Asian woman. Well, you can't be beautiful, you're not tall and thin and young and blonde and all that stuff. Look at me. Do you think I do this because I want to be beautiful to you and your incredibly narrow standard of beauty? No. I started shaving my head in the summer of 1995. I had begun training with Shi Yanming, 34th generation Shaolin monk. I got to him via Wu-Tang, listening to Wu-Tang, and it was really an exercise in non-attachment. The samurai haircut is my way of kind of saying, I don't give a fuck what you think. Fuck you, I know what you want, I know what you like, I know what you think is pretty, but this is what makes sense to me, and it is a true manifestation of my fearlessness. I spent 30 years of my life pretty much helping extraordinarily talented men tell their stories. And it took me until I was 50 to decide that it was time to tell my story. And again, I don't have regrets about it, but I certainly wonder why it took me so long. And I think that part of that is that I've internalized the model minority myth. And so I believe to some degree that my story wasn't that special. And you know, when I was talking to Raekwon from Wu-Tang, he said, you were always supposed to do this, Sophia. I always knew you were an artist. And I've known him for 26 years. And I never saw myself as the artist. I just kind of saw myself as like cogs and wheels and getting things done, and everything's an Excel spreadsheet. So to think of myself as a creative and an artist after I've been so close to them for over 30 years, it was an amazing and beautiful epiphany. And yeah, I've been surrounded by incredibly powerful, talented men for decades. And it's been a beautiful experience. But it's my turn now. And none of them begrudge me that. They've been so gorgeously supportive. After I met Wu-Tang Clan and they introduced me to martial arts, kung fu movies, and to John Woo movies, and I kind of took this journey back into my culture and heritage and having pride in it, I decided that I wanted to train in kung fu. Shaolin Kung Fu and Chan Buddhism have impacted my whole life profoundly, both personal and professional. I approach everything with more focus, with more discipline, with more respect, with more dedication, with more positivity, and just being more present for everything. And so if I internalize all those things and I take all of those on and assume them, integrate them into my modus operandi, it will necessarily make everything that I do richer for those around me and for myself. I don't really care that men are intimidated by me or that they're afraid of me. You know, I grew up a petite Asian girl and then a teenager, and I was never athletic. And at 54, the fact that I'm stronger than I've ever been, and that the trainers at the gym, like 23-year-old trainers, are like, you're the most fearless person I've ever seen. And the advice that I would give to women, particularly women of color, who have traditionally been trained to feel smaller and lesser and be undervalued and invisible, shoot your fucking shot.